Welcome on in now. This is Andy with the WealthyFantasyFootball.com YouTube and WealthyFantasyFootball.com blog site. And today is the 4th. We're looking at the 5th June slate for the KBO. This is some good news coming that we have other sports coming back and so forth, so we can look to that and get you all set up here for at least DFS right away in baseball and doing this in any sport. Looking on the Discord as well, clicking in there from the wealthyfantasyfootball.com blog, you can get into and look at all my updates there as far as bankroll management, hybrid slash hedges, and look at all that information there. And then also look at the actual lineups, putting out at least one for cash, one for hybrid slash hedge. So look at that. And in the meantime, here also look at some processes for review as a different stage here later on in the season now with the KBO Korean baseball is that we're about into where some of these pitchers have pitched, 5 to 7 games, something like that. So we're going to start from the bottom here, not do every one, but just take a matchup such as Min Soo Kim for the KT Wiz. While he comes up here, we can also know that we can certainly also go over here to the KBO schedule, and we can just click on that game at 5:30 a.m. KT and Lot Giants. Go ahead and click there, see what we got. Here's the matchup. If you didn't know, perhaps you can look at it side by side as far as their likelihood of winning, ERA, quality starts. We can see here Sayoff for the Lot Giants. He had, interestingly, 3 quality starts, none for Kim. So he's deservedly should be the cheapest pitcher with a 14 ERA for the season, and even showing you versus Lot 10 ERA. So this they just to confirm, he's faced his team before. That's one of the things you want to look at here at this point. Now look at all the game log splits over here in DraftKings. Is this guy is at 7K? It's a little bit too high for my blood, but as far as stacking against him in that consideration, and look into the lineup for the slates on the cash play and also some GBP perhaps consideration. I'll do my best to put some out there. That's on the Discord channel, the WFF, Wealthy Fantasy Football Discord channel, to help you all get some hitters in your lineups as well, besides just the pitcher overview, at least as far as how I evaluate some of these pitchers here for today, so that we can come up with, as I have pending here right now, the WFF projections as far as how many points are scored and the value related to their salary, of course, of that particular point value. So we look at this here. We're looking to see if he had played Lot, right? Let's see. And so he did back on May, per the 10-game log here, twice. For some reason, he played probably not very many innings, though, as I can see here. Innings pitched. So he's a relief pitcher. It appears he was relieving versus Lot the past, last month. Pitched some innings, and so didn't do very well, and that's why you have that result of a team in this scenario or in any baseball league where they've seen him before, you just downgrade that particular pitcher a bit. So that's what we're doing here. We're looking to particularly stack the Lock Giants, so we can go ahead and put them in our stack list for today, the Lot Giants, and make sure we get them. Now, looking at a particular game, as maybe we'll get a high scoring over under on this, I'll confirm those things later and put them in the Discord as well, is that the opponent here for Lot is Seo. And we can look at his stuff as well here, of course, inside KT any matchups specifically against that team. Not only here, but on the My KBO stats site. And looking at it, we can see that he has played KTW here on the 6th of May, so about a month ago, where he pitched, as we can see, 6 innings, and he had, I'm always interested in how many Ks he had. He's not getting very many Ks anyway, just 2 or 4. And as it shows here now, to sum that up, actually, he got 2 Ks, and he got 10, I believe this is ground ball, which I haven't seen before. They've added in ground ball and fly ball. So it's also very interesting that, against that particular team, he had at least more ground balls and fly balls. Anytime you get in this scenario where you get a ground ball pitcher, as I'm sure I'll find some here this evening for the morning slate, you want to make sure you do get some good fly ball hitters, if possible, if they are doing showing the same stat for the hitters, we're going to make sure versus any predominantly ground ball scenario in any of their past 10 game log, that we're going to look for high fly ball percentage hitters if we can get them. Usually we'll be able to, like in Major League Baseball, we'll find them here on fan graphs. Speaking of fan graphs, looking over here, this same guy for the La Giants in the KBO, he has, per last year and this year, only about a 5, up in the 5.4 ERA range. You're only getting about 3.5 to 5.5 Ks per 9. So you're not getting a good quality pitcher here. 16 game start, as we can see back over here, as far as innings pitch, which we also need for a good WFF projection. 5-6 innings, probably that's okay, decent, but he would need to get the win. So if they are favored for the win, looking at home possibly, if he gets a win, another 4 points onto his total. He only gets almost 9 fantasy points per game, by the way. So we have to make adjustments. I know I do. When they pitch this many games out in the season so far, and they've only averaged 8 points or less a game, I got to make some adjustments on my projections, as I would not expect him, even though he does have a 25-point upside, as we can see right here. So that's pretty much it. We're going to let you go here for the day with that info as far as how we did evaluate and look at these guys. Just back over here real quick to finish up. You can see the KT Wiz guys such as Rojas and so forth. They're getting over right around 500 on base percentage. That's great, and these guys are doing great right now. I like Rojas as MVP for the KBO, and then so you can see it's a really tough matchup as well for Seo, the lot pitcher we just went over, and you can even have the weather report right here. Just interesting to look at that, and a little bit of wind. It's not completely reliable, but you can look at it as get an idea there. And then for the lot Giants, I did not mention, they're not batting as well. Obviously, as KT, they're a hot team right now, but they do have some real decent hitters that are up or around 350 or higher on base percentage. League average for the league on base wise is 330. So we have enough guys that are above average here that can do some damage here, especially versus a weak pitcher that is versus the lot Giants. So we'll leave you with that info. I gave you really a couple teams to stack, pitchers to stay away from, and their evaluation there. All right, take care. Have a great night and morning for the KBO.